Hello there, this is Quentin Bauer, Program Director with Solve, and today I'm going to show you how to complete the Solve project application form. This form can be used to fill out a project application for all of Solve's events throughout the year, including our Project Oregon program that supports projects any day of the year, as well as our two big statewide events, the Solve It for Earth Day, which typically takes place in April, either the Saturday before or after Earth Day, as well as the beach and riverside cleanup that takes place in September, usually late in September. So this same form can be used for any of those programs. It just kind of depends on the time of year and which program you want to participate in. So in order to get to that form, we're going to go over here on the Solve website, and we're going to hover over Leader Resources and then select Project Forms. Now this page has some great links to all of the main Solve forms. So you can see up here we have the Apply to Lead a Solve project. So that's the form we're going to be working on today. We also have a form for adopting a waterway through the Oregon Adopt a River program. We have a form for ordering your project supplies and requesting a project grant. So these latter two will come up later in the process as you move forward on partnering with Solve on a volunteer project. We also have down here some important forms for events, including the adult and youth waiver forms and the public property owner permission form and the private property owner permission form. These will be emailed out to you directly as you move through the process, but you can also come back to this page and download them there. So why don't we move right into applying to lead a Solve project. So you just want to click here on that link. And this link often will be sent out to you as well in emails as we're promoting events throughout the year. Then you're going to want to just select the program that you're interested in. So depending on the time of year, you'll have different options here. So right now we have project applications open for both the Solve It Earth Day event and Project Oregon. If you're unsure which program to apply for, just go ahead and do Project Oregon, and then based on the date that you enter, we can find out the best program for you. So then you're going to move in here and you'll see that the little red stars show which of these forms are required, which things you have to input. So please do try to do as many as are relevant to you. So I'll just do this for myself, Mr. Quentin Bauer, and you can be careful. Some browsers, you'll have these autofill, which will fill in for you, which you can do to save you some time, but you'll see down here below, if I do that, it fills in my city as my phone extension, and so that can cause problems moving on. So we're just going to do it kind of fresh so that we don't run into that. So these aren't required, but you can do the organization that you're with. So for me, that would be Solve. Employee ID, that would only be if you work for kind of a large company that likes to track when their employees are involved in things like this. So sometimes Intel or Nike or other larger organizations do that. This one is asking if you're a teacher, a student, or a student under 18 or an AmeriCorps member, so you could fill that in there. Otherwise, just leave that as neither. So then you're going to put the best number to reach you. So this could be your home, business, or cell, just based on what works best for you. I'm going to put in my work number, my work extension, and then here I'll select business. You can put the best time to reach you if you think that if you're only available during certain times, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. and then I can use that, and we can use that here to reach you at the best time. Then you want to put in your public phone, and this would be for the best number for volunteers to reach you or other folks that want to talk to you about your project. So for me, again, that's going to be my same work number, and then I'll put business here. Then you want to put email. Again, this is the best email to reach you. Again, that would be my work one. So I'll do email, and then the email type would be business for that. Then you're going to put your mailing address. I'll use Solve's for mine. The city that's in, so pretty self-explanatory there. Shipping address would be you only need to do this if it's different, like if you don't want us to ship to your mailing address, so you can leave that blank. The last question here is your day of event coordinator the same as event coordinator? So this only really comes up if you're registering the event perhaps, and then maybe another employee or organization or another person is actually going to be the one leading that event. So typically it is one and the same. The person filling this out is the person leading the event. So I'm going to say yes on that, but you could select no, and it'll give you an opportunity to fill in the information for the person who will actually be leading the event. So we have that information. So this kind of fills in automatically the event coordinator information. So you can just double check that and make any changes if needed. So we're just going to click next on that one. So now we're going to go into actually telling about the specific project. So you're going to come up with a project name, and this is what is actually going to go up on the Solve website, and it oftentimes is actually the link that is used. It's part of the link that you'll get to for folks to find your project. So be careful naming it. Try to keep it short, simple, but also something that will be somewhat exciting to volunteer. So a good one would be like the Great Downtown Portland Cleanup. So that one it's kind of exciting, but also is pretty straightforward, but not too long. So we want to know who owns the property. For that one, it's we're talking general public property of the sidewalks in downtown Portland, so you can do City of Portland. But you can also give us a call here at Solve, and we can help you find out who the property owner is. Or you can just put I don't know, but you do have to fill that in because it's required. So let us know if you've received permission, and that really kind of needs to be formal permission, hopefully something they can sign off on, giving them permission for the project. It's fine to say no, and we can just work on that as we move forward. What is the site name? Again, just try to find the best name. Usually it's the name of a park or the name of a neighborhood. For this, it can just be downtown Portland. The nearest intersection. So let's say we were meeting at Southwest 2nd and Taylor for our event in Portland. Zip code, which county it's in. And then the date of your event. So use this format. So we'll say ours is going to be on, on Christmas Day. So then the start and end time, it defaults to 9 to 1, which is a pretty common time, but a lot of them are actually a little shorter than that. So let's say 9 to noon. Make sure you got the AM and PM right. And then really give this is an important one, a brief, enticing description of your project. So this is both to let us here at Solve know what your event is, but also to know for the public to know, because this is what will go up on the website. So you can look on the website at existing projects to see some good ones. So I won't go into that, but generally, join us for fun litter cleanup of downtown Portland. All supplies will be provided, and a free barbecue will take place afterwards. And feel free to contact Solve if you want to brainstorm a good description there. So then you're going to select what of the typical Solve activities are on here. So you can hold down Control to select multiple. So for this one, it would just be litter cleanup, but if it was litter and invasive plant removal, you can control and do both. And then other activities that are taking place, again, keep that short, like painting or something would be one if you were doing that, or graffiti removal. Which aren't necessarily typical Solve project activities, but as long as you're doing some of these, invasive plant removal and litter cleanup and native planting, if other aspects of the project are graffiti removal or painting a bathroom or planting flowers, that's okay. You can add that in there. So again, potential safety issues, heavy lifting and uneven slippery ground, control for that. You can add in other ones that aren't listed there. So these are required. Just is there public transportation nearby? Yes, it is handicap accessible. No, there's no bodies of water nearby. So we want to provide directions to the site from the nearest highway. So from I-5, take the downtown Portland exit, etc. But one way to do this is using Google Maps and kind of just find an area from the south and from the north and ask it for directions and then put it in there. But again, be careful how you cut and paste it in here. Try to keep the formatting pretty straightforward. Parking, parking is available on the street. So just let people know if there's special places to park. Where volunteer meeting space, so just if they need more description of where you're meeting, meet in front of the Starbucks downtown. Something like that. The recommended minimum age, none, 6, 8, 10, 12. So if yours falls somewhere in between there, let me know and we can try to update that. So if you want no one under the age of 10, put that down there. The minimum volunteers needed and the maximum volunteers needed. So this helps us kind of monitor volunteer recruitment, shut it down if too many people sign up, or do extra work if not enough. So for this one, I'd like to have at least 10, but I can really handle a whole lot, so I'll say 125. Is the project part of another event? No, but you could put that down. Here we want to know, is it closed to the public? is it open for anyone? And so closed one, we won't put it up on our website, but you still can get the supplies and the grant and everything like that. But we don't list it to the public. So even if it's not a school-based project, that's one, if it's closed for other reasons. Then open would be, it's going to go off on the website. It's great. And then open business volunteers welcome. That means that I think it's going to be closed. But we will, if people get in touch with us wanting to come volunteer at a project, we'll let them know about it and can have them sign up. Do you intend to apply for the small grant? So we do offer this $100 small grant for our programs. They are limited, and each project typically can get one per year, so keep that in mind. But let us know if you have any questions about that. So we do intend to apply for the grant. And then if you're doing a school project where I'm going to have 125 students and 8 adults, and it's a service learning project where you're doing it as part of the school day, definitely select that. That helps us here internally on that as well. So then you'll get to a final form here. Just to kind of review everything, and you can go back and make corrections if you need to, and you can click back to the different sections there. So just give it one final review, but you'll have multiple chances to kind of review your information. Moving forward, you'll get an email with all this information, so you can check there. When it goes online, you'll be able to see the project and make any changes that you want. So just go ahead and submit, and then you'll get an email listing out kind of reviewing what you applied for. And then depending on the event, you'll receive an approval or a follow-up asking for more information. Typically for Project Oregon, that's within a week or so of your application being submitted. And then for Solve It and for the Beach and Riverside cleanup, there's deadlines for those events. So typically it's February 1st for the Solve It for Earth Day, and I believe around July for the Beach and Riverside cleanup. So typically once the deadline comes, then we send the approval emails to everyone that's applied. So definitely get in touch if you're worried about that your application didn't go through. If it's been a few days and you haven't heard back, please don't hesitate to get in touch. If you do have any questions about the application process, you can call us here at Solve, 503-844-9571, and just get in touch with anyone and they'll be able to help you through the process as well. So I hope this video was helpful in showing how to complete the project application form, and look forward to working with you on a successful volunteer event.